Yeah. Stick around in 6. Don't stick around in 6. Can't believe niggas is bonding like this. I'm in the woods with the motherfuckers. I'm a nature boy just like Rick. That's why she not put the brick.
All right, what's going on, guys? Got something for you here. Let me bring this up. Shout out to Lainey. Shout out to Lainey. I appreciate you. She's been emailing me, sending me some good stuff. And she sent me this today. And let me see the description. Check out when this actually he uploaded this September 29th. So yeah, yesterday. Okay. And his short video is just titled Mulatto. That's it. Again, trying to get clicks and views, profiting off of us, our name. He's not one of us. He's a mestizo who thinks he's native and indigenous. That's his whole branding, his whole position. All right. But he's talking about the word mulatto. It's not related to him. See, I don't get up in here. I don't talk about the indigenous stuff. I don't talk about the mestizo stuff. That's not my lane. And it would be disrespectful for me to do that because I'm not indigenous or mestizo. That's not my mix. But then you have this guy here, Ricardo Ignacio, who is a Latino grifter. He has a majority African American audience. Okay. And he sells them copium in exchange for views and clicks and likes. That's his audience primarily, African American. Don't you think that's strange for a guy? You look at him. Like, how the hell is it that your whole branding, your social media, you're grifting off a population? They're not even like your people. Okay. Oh, but he loves all people. Apparently, that's what he's going to tell you. That's his grift. But he's in the wrong here talking about mulatto. You need to consult with mulattoes first before you open up your mouth and talk about something you're not informed to talk about. So we're going to watch this clip and we're going to see basically his positioning. All right.
Is your mom by any chance like darker in complexion?
From my grandma's side, her dad, he's what they call a mulatto, right?
Okay.
He was mixed.
Do you know what the origins of the word mulatto is?
I know it has something to do with like the mixture of races, right?
Exactly. She said it perfectly. It's the mixture of the European and African race that makes mulatto. That's the origin of the word. And then even before that, prior to the Spanish, word mulatto, they had mulawad. And with that word, that would be like same exact translation, mixed. But you have these type of Afrocentrics who are misinterpreting its origin, and they have this political position. They're trying to make it, they're demonizing the word because it's an open public attack on the mulatto identity. I'm trying to get my audience to understand this. When you examine these people, what is their issue with the word mulatto? You're not one of us. You're not in a position to even have an opinion. We didn't ask you for it. But they publicly and proudly jump up here on social media and act like their opinion is valid. I'm going to tag him in this video. I will when I'm done with him. So yeah, the lady already explained it perfectly. This is a mix of two different races, primarily European African. It's very self-explanatory. There's no other further, clarification needed. Because when you walk around and say, I'm biracial, and then the next question they ask is, well, okay, what races? Or I'm multiracial, and then they ask you what race. When you say I'm mulatto, it's done right there. Let's move on to the next subject. They already know what I am, what I represent. I'm mulatto. That's my race. I'm mulatto. That's it. Self-explanatory. Well, you know that's a bad word, see, because they're attacking you and your identity. You guys have to start to think. I appreciate Lainey for sharing this video with me because I don't follow this guy, Ricardo. I don't watch his stuff. He has me blocked on TikTok, so I don't know if I commented on one of his videos or something, but apparently he knows who I am. Oh yeah, and we're watching you, Ricardo. You got our name in your mouth. Yeah, you bet your ass we're watching you.
It is the mixture of a donkey and a horse.
It's the mixture of a donkey and a horse, a mule. A mule is something completely separate and independent from a mulatto. A mulatto is a human being of European and African heritage. A mule is an animal, a different species that comprises of a donkey and a horse. That's something completely different. But you see how they're weaponizing and they're misinterpreting it on purpose to attack mulatto people. They think they're more comfortable when you are contained and underneath blackness because they already have black people where they want them. They don't have you mulattoes where they want you at. And they're fearful of you. So this is very hyper political, their positioning and their logic or rationale, therefore, of it, why they're against the word. And they purposely misinterpret what we're talking about. Those are two different words, mulatto and then the mule. These are two different words. But they're trying to fuse them together to demonize the word so you don't identify with it. So you walk around and say, you're biracial, the bi too, meaning split, right? Mulatto's the fusion. It's the two coming together to create a whole new entity, mulatto. They're trying to stop you from embracing that. That's why all of our shit is shadow banned. I mean, if you're mulatto and you're doing dumb content or whatever, reactions or celebrity gossip or some other stuff that's unrelated, you could probably get a lot of views for sure. But if it's mulatto specific, you test it out. I mean, mulatto mindset, he's already tested it out. You see what happens. Your views ain't popping like that. Yeah, there's a reason behind that. They don't want you talking about this, but too damn bad. I've been talking about it for 3 years. I'm going to talk about it for 3 more years. I'm not stopping. When I see these type of videos and these other people who are not one of us talking about us, that motivates me greatly. So yeah, I have some time today to talk about this.
See,
So it comes from a derogatory, degrading word.
He said it comes from a derogatory, degrading word. What is derogatory about a mule? A mule is a strong animal. It's a beast, okay? But a mule, people have used that around the world to basically haul cargo. That's their main function. They're sterile. They can't reproduce, but they use them to haul cargo. They're strong animals. So how the hell is the word mule like degrading? In some cases, we use the reference in English context. We'll call, so like I've used it before. I'll say someone they're muling for the black community, meaning they're carrying their water, right? They're doing their dirty work or they're bootlicking or something. We'll say I'll say like a Bantu butt kisser. They're butt kissing, they're bootlicking, they're muling. I'll use that in that context where okay, they're basically carrying the load for them. They're doing their dirty work, their hard work. Okay, so in that sense, then yes, it could be perceived as negative or derogatory, as he said. But in the context of like what a mule, an animal, how is that derogatory? See, they're misinterpreting it. When I say they, I'm talking about him and his Afrocentric fans on purpose to dissuade mulattoes from embracing themselves fully. Yeah, you got to check these fools when they jump out here and want to misinterpret and demonize you. You can't let this shit slide. They've been doing this for too long, long enough. Okay.
Of calling a person who is mixed black with white. The original word for a mixture of a Spaniard and a black person was a mulatto, meaning a mule.
Yeah, and that's the same word we use today. You have a gentleman, Iberian mulatto. He's primarily Iberian background, Spanish, right? And or primary, I mean his European heritage, primarily Iberian. And yeah, so that's Spanish and black, Spanish and African, European African. Yeah, that's mulatto. What's the dealio? That's, you have all of that in the Dominican Republic. You have that in Puerto Rico, Panama. You have some of that in Costa Rica and elsewhere in Colombia. So I don't know what the hell is this guy talking about. These are real people out here. I've met these people not that long ago as well, several months back. So I don't know. And this lady I saw at the bar in Costa Rica. I look at her, of course, she's pretty mulatto, and I ask her, "Are you mulatto?" She's like, "Yes, yes, I am." She proudly identified as mulatto. I didn't record any footage with her. I should have, kind of got an interview or something or connected more. But I was just chopping it up, watching the fights, enjoying myself out there. But this lady is a mulatto. I look at her, ask her, "Are you mulatto?" She's like, "Yes, I am." So you have these people in Latin America, throughout Latin America. Most don't speak English, but when you do find some that does speak English, I mean, if you're an English speaker, then you're in luck. I mean, ask some questions, as I did. I'm a testament to that. And I'm telling you guys, this is what's really going on.
Mule, because the black man in those times was used as a mule.
Right.
So it was a half donkey.
That doesn't make any sense. This guy's a fucking idiot. He said a half donkey. He said, "Oh, the black man was used as a mule, so that was a half donkey." Well, then wouldn't the black person be the donkey, or who the hell's the horse? Which one's the horse and which one's the donkey? You tell me. And then which one's the mule? They're calling you, it's just this guy's interpretation is not it. Okay, but this guy has an agenda. I'm going to finish this clip. I have another clip, and I'm going to show you guys the biases that this guy has. He has an agenda. Remember, his audience is primarily Black American. There's only one demographic who really does not like the word mulatto. And supposedly all of you guys are not educated. You don't know, guys. You're misinformed. You can't go to ChatGPT or the bias technocrats and Google and all the other, softwares out there. Go consult with them. It's offensive. It's archaic. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And it comes from a very bad place to call someone a mulatto.
Right.
He says it comes from and he licks his lips and shit. He's a fraud, man. And I think his girlfriend was a mulatta, a Dominican mulatta, probably Black identified, which is common, especially if they're raised in the United States. That happens. And yeah, this guy has an agenda. He says it comes from a very bad place. It's a racial category. It's a descriptor of someone who's not Black and that's not white. They're like a new fusion combination of the two. There's nothing derogatory about that. Why does this guy have a problem? That's the thing I want to ask you guys. The question I want to raise: why does he have a problem so much with the word? How does it affect him? No one's calling him mulatto. Do you think he gives a shit about any of you guys? Any of you mulattoes listening to me, do you think he honestly cares? If on his channel, is that what he's pushing? Okay, he's a Mexican mestizo pretending and LARPing as he's like Indian or as pure-blooded Aztec. Okay, this guy's got Spanish blood. He's not a pure Aztec, but he pretends to be. And there's a whole movement of that now with a lot of them who are pretending to be just indigenous, whatever, pure-blooded. In some cases, I kind of get it. It makes sense why they should do that, because you have a lot of the Bantus, North American Bantus, Pretendians, FBAs, and the other, Aboriginal wannabes, where they're basically trying to hijack their identity and try to claim that they're the real natives. So I get it in a sense where some of these, like the mestizos, who are really holding on to the whole, or they're really promoting their kind of indigeneity, if I'm saying that correctly. It's not a word I use. It's on my lexicon. Indigenuity. I believe that's how I accurately pronounce it. Indigenuity, right? I'm not indigenous, so it's not my place. That's what I'm saying. I don't make content talking about like these people or their background and all. That's not my lane, my business. So I'm just surprised why this guy jumps up here thinking he's going to talk about us and we're not going to check his ass. At least I know I will. The other mulattoes who want to be punks and bitches and marks and cry and all this shit, they can do that. But over here, we don't let this shit slide. He's not in a position to even tell anybody if mulatto is good or bad. It's not his damn business. He needs to leave it to us. We'll be the ones to inform you and interpret it for you. All right?
But that's ignorancy, right? That's what they call them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't use that word. It's the same word with mestizo. It has the same origin. The word
he doesn't use the word, he says, okay? And he say he doesn't like the word mestizo. I just told you, because this guy's pretending that he's like a pure-blooded Aztec. He has an Aztec calendar behind him. He pretends like he's like pure-blooded. That's his whole like gimmick. He has to grow his hair out, you know. His avatar, he's got his hair, he's got to grow that, make that hair long, make himself present more like he's like in that movie. What's that movie? I forgot the name of the movie. Whatever.
Word mestizo also comes from the mixture of a dog, because the indigenous people were considered to be dogs. The origin of calling Black women the B word, it originates from specifically calling Black women the B word.
So his interpretation is like second grade level. It's really not anything special. He's going to be talking to dumb people, his audience, okay? And I can proudly publicly say that. And I'd love for them to challenge me, but they don't want to give me that clout, which I don't even want the clout. I'm just saying, hey, you're talking about mulattoes. Well, what the fuck? It's not your business. That's why I'm here. Otherwise, could care less about what you have going on over there. I've peeped you. I've seen you. The only reason why I know of you is because you're digging your nose in Dominicans' business. And they've already told you respectfully or disrespectfully, shut the fuck up. Because he's stirring up shit, trying to put dark-skinned Bantus against Dominicans, calling Dominicans racist and calling Dominicans colorist. It's like, bro, you're not even Dominican. You're a Mexican guy. You're a mestizo guy who pretends to be Native American. Like, and your audience is black, and you're weaponizing these blacks against other people. And I don't even know why you're talking about this mulatto shit. I have no idea why you're even doing this.
Because they were not seen as a human. They were seen as female dogs.
There's people who they're proudly mestiza or mestizo, but he's making it like this dog reference, and his audience is primarily black females, just so you guys are aware. That's why he brings up with black women. But that word, the B word, that's applied to everybody, to women, to males and females. Males get called. I've been called a B. Most every man has been called a B, okay, at this point. And most other women get called that. That word is common colloquial speech. There's no like racial kind of element attached to it to call a specific group. It's this guy's so dumb. Like, there's black women who have songs and they proudly call themselves a B. There's mulatto women who have songs. There's a mulatto. Her name is, the rapper Miss Mulatta. She says, I'm a B from the South. She has a song. You guys know that song? You guys, she's like, I'm a rich ass, whatever, trick ass B from the South. And that's her song, like her chorus in her song. I know that song's not good, but she has it. And she's one. And there's these other women, black women. I can't think of any names right now, but they got these songs calling themselves B and stuff. It's like, that's so common speech now. I don't know if this guy's trying to make this connection that it's a bad word, because they use it against black women. He's pandering. A grifter pandering to that market, and his connections are very flawed. None of that shit has anything to do with mulattoes, period. You're talking about black women, you're talking about mestizo, the European and indigenous, which both of you people on the screen are, okay? And but you're not mulatto, so you really should just mind your business.
When they raped her and she gave birth, she didn't give birth to children. She gave birth to puppies. Is your mom?
Yeah, that's really stupid. Look at where you guys are at today. I mean, that analogy is dumb. You guys are successful, you're homeowners, you have businesses, you get elected into politics. Like, well, I don't understand this whole analogy you're trying to say, oh, they have puppies. They don't have children or humans. Who's going to agree with him in the comments? All black people. That's his audience. Old boomer. Keep teaching, little brother. Say Coletta Elizabeth. It's not a Spanish name. One of these light-skinned blacks, okay, older generation. Another one here, Sandra, another black. Please educate so we all stop using these disgusting terms ourselves. That's his audience, man. You got to be fucking kidding me. Sister Tanisha. Sister Tanisha, that's not a Spanish name, is it? Another light-skinned black, not surprised. She puts, wow, I didn't know that about the B word. It makes complete sense now, And he's only replying to your comment because you dropped $5. So the grift is strong with Ricardo. And all these other comments, I'm like, yeah, his audience is black, bro. How is that normal for a Mexican to have a whole black audience? You're Mexican, you have a Mexican audience. That's nature. That's the way it's supposed to be. Your people support you. All of my supporters and donors, they're all mulatto, baby. Mulatto men, mulatto women. That is my audience, my supporters. Say what you want. It's small, it's insignificant. This is gonna grow. This is the long game over here. All right. We're not going anywhere. Another one right here. Tamara Davis. Look at Jamaican flag avatar. I greatly appreciate the knowledge you share. What knowledge? Ricardo is pretty dense. He's not smart. I don't know. Like, what is his credentials? And I'm not even like smart at all. I mean, I publicly say that I'm kind of more so like a meathead type of dude, jiu-jitsu guy, whatever. I'm not. I have a bachelor's degree, but it's not in engineering, okay, or biology. But I don't know. It's funny how they're telling you you're so smart. Like, this guy's not smart, man. This Ricardo guy, he's really not. There's not, he's a panderer. And you ladies fell for the trap. These are all like black women, light skin black, whatever, dark skin black. That's his audience. It's a grift. Okay. So shout out to you guys in the chat. I'll get to your comments. I got another clip, and this next clip I'm going to share. This was actually shared with me from Iberian Mulatto. So shout out to Iberian Mulatto. He shared this clip with me, and it basically exposes Ricardo's bias. It exposes his bias. So we're going to check this out, and we're going to make that connection. He doesn't like the word mulatto, he says. But you're going to listen and find out what word he does like and what word he does say. That's why these pieces of shit are fucking liars and frauds and grifters. And they're anti-mulatto as well. Yeah, we see you now. What, you just thought just the Bantus and the Anglos were going to get called out? We're going to call your fucking ass out too, bitch. We see you publicly smearing us and slandering our name. You think I'm just going to sit back and just smile? Nah, we're watching. We're taking notes. Okay. So his video here says Dominicans dislike Haitians. He's trying to milk this kind of beef between Dominicans and Haitians. It's nothing to do with him. He's a Mexican dude living in United States. But he just cares because he has a good heart. Yeah, as long as you pay him, as long as black people give him some coins, then he'll act like he gives a shit about you. Okay. That's the thing with me. I didn't jump up on here to get some coins from black people. I don't care. Done with that. Never even was doing that to begin with, to be honest with you. Just mulatto all day, every day. That's what we're doing here. Yeah, I'll get to your guys' comments. Let me get through this. But I got to put up my banner because I don't know if this fool is going to start tripping. Yeah, so unfair use. Unfair use.
I have a question for you. So, yes, you're like complected. Yeah, you may be mixed, African.
He's not light complected. He doesn't look mixed. So this dude's really dense, like I'm saying. Does this guy look light complected to you guys? I mean, not to me. No, I'm light complected. You see me, I'm light complected. I'm Ricardo's complexion. Okay. This guy on the screen here, he's just a black guy. He's got a giant nose, his hair texture. Yeah, he's not the blackest motherfucker on the block, but that doesn't make him light complected, homie. Like that's the thing. They never have like a clear standard of what is light skin. They just let everybody in the club, like him, they let them throw that word around. Like, you got to police that light skin shit because I'm mulatto and you're damn right I'm policing it. You got one black parent and one white parent or two mulatto parents, period. End of discussion. This other shit, I don't know what to tell you guys, okay? And that's why they went with the whole golden. They use that golden shit to open up the door for all these other people. That's all it is. It basically black people, to let black people in through the back door to try to punk mulattoes. It's not going to work because I've been seeing you guys for 3 years. You were failed back then. You're going to fail in the future as well. So some people think they're slick. They can play this game with this golden shit. It's not going to work. I'm telling you. We're too astute and noticing. We've been noticing. Let's just be clear. Let me continue on with this.
Ancestry, European ancestry. I want to know why your name is Taino. And he said, oh, that's the people that I identify with the most.
Okay, pause. So he wasn't talking about the dude on the screen. He was talking about some other guy. He's giving a story. So just had to let that be known.
And I said to him this.
I'm not going to play the whole video, guys. It's 26 minutes. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm just going to hop up on here, state my case, say my piece, and then keep it pushing.
This. What if you trace your ancestry and you discovered that you are only African descent and European descent and no Taino? Would that still be your name? And he said this, man. This to me allowed me to understand something really deep. He said, yes, it still will be, because I identify with the Taino. And I said, you identify with the people that you're not. How so? And this is his answer. Because the Taino, the original people of this island, were the victims of colonialism.
So he's going to throw another mixed Dominican under the bus, but he's not going to have that same smoke for all these pretendians and black people who are pretending to be Indian. Just notice that. Like he has, like his thing is he doesn't like mulattoes. He's just like that Chem 123 guy. Okay. And I suspect there's going to be more coming up. And that's what it is. This guy, he panders to black people, but he's never going to talk to black people. It's like, why are you guys pretending to be Indians? This whole pretendian thing is getting really goofy and weird and crazy. Like with Dan Calloway and these other like weirdos. Like, why are they like, they hate themselves? Why are they lying? Like, you guys are just black. You're not Indian. Like, he's never going to challenge them on that because that's his audience. That's who's super chatting him, watching his shit, hitting the like button, helping him get a couple coins. Okay. He can convert those coins into pesos, and you live it up wherever he's from. He's, over here, it's kind of like he's really got to put in that work.
They were the people that were abused on this island. He said, that's why I identify with them. I said, is it safe to say that Africans were also victims of abuse and colonialism? He said, unfortunately.
And, shout out to Iberian Mulatto is what I want to point out, because he shared this clip with me. The crazy thing is how easy is it for a guy like this who's not African, not black? He's a complete foreigner to that whole African conscious community, whatever. How is it that he can jump up in their discussions and get clout and recognition and actually build a whole platform off of them? His audience is majority black. All he has to do is kiss their ass, tell them they're special and that they're victims and that the world is colorist, the world is racist. You got, that's all you have to do. And then you get all these subscribers. And it's like, I don't have it within me. I have too much pride in myself to lie to myself and to lie to everyone else around me. But it's like with him, he just doesn't care. It's just very bizarre how he's built this whole brand and platform that he has off like lying to these people. He'll never hold them accountable for their actions. It's everyone else's. It's white supremacy. It's colorism. It's just, it's bizarre. But we're going to get into the most important part. Then I'll get to your guys' comments there, because this is what I'm going to share it in a few seconds. He's going to say it. This lets you know he's biased. And the reason why he doesn't like the word mulatto, we're going to share with you guys.
Not. I said, how not? He said, because Africans, my African ancestors, they sold themselves to white people.
And they did. There's evidence to suggest that. Afrocentrics want to rewrite history, like Tariq Nasheed, pro-black grifter. He's trying to say that the Lancondos, the mulattoes, right, that were Portuguese descendant and West African, that they're the real ones who sold Africans to be slaves. A lot of them helped, for sure, just like a lot of dark-skinned Bantus that had prominence and power and tribal chiefs. They helped as well. They don't want to take that accountability, right? It's only with just all white people. And then, that's what they're going to say. But then you'll have these Afrocentrics who work for whites. They're going to point the finger at the mulattoes, right? When it was all like interconnected, these groups and entities work together. Look how it is today. Is it just all white politicians, or no? They have their black politicians working with them, don't they? Right? They have all these other groups working in conjunction, eating high on the hog, getting paid to undermine the working class people, whatever you want to call it. Same thing that happened back then, but they're going to paint it in a different light. But no, what the mixed guy, the Dominican guy, what he told him was true. A lot of blacks were involved in that slave trade and profited. Primarily the elite class, the tribal chiefs are the ones. They could sell other people, because they've had classism in Africa forever. It's always been there. I don't know all the specifics. You guys could educate me on that. Within even Nigeria and West Africa, the Gold Coast, they have different classes there within Nigerian societies. I don't know all the names and terminologies. You guys know more than me. Yeah, check it out.
They are victims of their own ruining and damage. Right there, I identified the resentment that he felt. I get it now. I understand.
He identifies the resentment he felt. But we're going to examine his language and we're going to see who really has the resentment.
And why you feel how you do about your lineage, and why when you see a full-blown African right there in Haiti, you're looking at the people that you can't stand because you feel like those people look like the people that sold you half-breeds.
You guys see that? You guys hear that? I mean, you see and hear. You can see him yapping. You hear him. He said, "Oh, that the Dominican, he's mad when he looks at a Haitian because he's looking at someone who sold him. He's doing the quotation marks, sold the half breed. He's referring to Dominicans who are mulatto. Not all of them are, but a lot are, who are half African, and half European, half Spanish. He's referring to you guys as half breed, which is a slur here in the United States for mulattoes. But he understands the lingo because he's living in America and his audience is primarily American, African American. He's speaking to them in English. He's not speaking to them in Espanol. No, he has an American audience. So he's using the American vernacular and lexicon, colloquialisms. He understands the language because he looks at all of these guys, all their comments, the comment sections, how all the racist Bantus, how they refer to mulattoes, right? They call you guys confused half-breeds, right? All these racists, but they're so proud to sit up and let this Mexican who's LARPing as an Aztec, they let him preach to them. But see, that's how fucking pathetic they are. That's why if you're a mulatto man, how the fuck could you even identify and be a part of this shit? You need to be an outside observer looking at this, laughing, making sure you get your coin, but you're standing on business, you're running your own shit. Look at this dude with glasses, big nose, dark skinned guy, sitting there listening to this Mexican preach to him. I mean, how cucked do you have to be, man? No other race does that shit. Not to this Mexican fool. I don't see white people like this dude. That the Mexican guy's got to be built, got to have money. He's got to be talking business, not race politics. Why are you taking race politics from this guy? He's confused himself. He's mestizo. He's mixed with Spanish, European blood, but he hates it because the whites won't allow him to be white. So he's going to just full on just be, I'm just an Aztec. I'm just an Indian. Right? And so this guy's projecting that onto Dominicans. You see how he like twists and concocts his whole story, projecting all of that, his own identity issues onto everyone else. And like I said, it's funny. You see this black guy sitting there like patiently, quietly listening to this shit. Like, why do you listen to this guy? Why are you guys, no one else does that. I don't know, man. The only people who do that is the mulattoes who identify as black. They're going to the black channels, trying to get like race advice from them. Just get business advice, get fitness advice, healthcare advice. If they have expertise in these areas, like for sure, man. I've learned some like editing tricks and stuff on YouTube and some other business stuff from black YouTubers or some tech stuff. And I appreciate that. I always hit the like button. I follow some black people black males who have guitar videos here, like, cover songs and stuff. And so there's a lot of good content if I can learn something, but like race advice or like in this case, this type of political advice, race politics, I'm going to say specifically race politics. It's just, this is bizarre situation. Mulattoes need to listen to other mulattoes to really see what's going on. Open up your eyes and ears, listen to everybody, use discernment, Examine the rhetoric and see if it aligns with you and your belief system, your values, for sure. Don't believe everything I say. Do your research. But I'm looking at this arrangement here. I'm like, what man of any standard or value would find this acceptable? Like both of these guys, this is just a joke.
How you do?
Now, I'm not like picking on the black dude here. Like I'm like saying, I don't know the guy. I'm not picking because he's not saying anything anti-mulatto. So I'm not like hating on him, or anything, the black guy. I'm just saying for him to be in his position, to have this Mexican sitting in his car, like kind of preaching to him about, it's very bizarre. Like, why do you take this guy seriously? Like, why do you listen to this dude? That's just my whole thing there. But I'm going to play it again. You guys listen in. Okay. He's going to refer to Dominicans, mulattoes specifically, as half-breeds.
Victims of their own ruining and damage. Right there, I identified the resentment that he felt. I get it now. I understand why you feel how you do about your lineage, and why when you see a full-blown African.
He's doing the quotation marks, like full-blown, full-blooded African. But Ricardo, homie, you literally think you're a full-blooded Indian, a full-blooded native. Full-blooded natives are rare. I've seen a few. You're not one of them, homie. And everybody knows that. Okay? Like, this guy's tripping. It's that projection, man. But he targets Dominicans because he can weaponize the back and forth with Haitians and Dominicans to get his social media popping. That's all. Like, the Dominicans put me up on game on this fool. I never even knew who the hell Ricardo was. It was Dominicans who shared some stuff. I was like, oh, okay, I don't know. Whatever. But then, this clip right here I'm playing, Iberian Mulatto shared this video with me. And I did a reaction video to this Ricardo guy like several months back. And that's because Iberian Mulatto was on the panel debating him. And the conversation of being mixed came up. So I got to defend my mixed people, That's it's my job.
Freaking right there in Haiti, you're looking at the people that you can't stand because you feel like those people look like the people that sold you half-breeds.
That right there. And I have the comment highlighted here, where it says right here, they try to say mulatto is a slur, but they call us half-breeds. You see that shit? The jokes make them, the jokes write themselves, man. How is it that he's comfortable referring to someone as a half-breed, which we all know is a slur, right? It's an anti-mulatto slur that Black Americans use. Never been called half-breed by a white American or any other group, to be honest with you. It's basically, that's Black American language, right? That's their racist language towards biracial Americans. Okay. And so this guy, he's comfortable calling people half-breed. A breed, that breed is a reference to like an animal. But you see how this idiot was trying to say, well, mulatto is a reference to a mule, a donkey, and mestizo is reference to a dog. You see how he tried to make that like connection? But in all actuality, he's literally calling people breeds out here. You see how hypocritical this guy is. The grift cannot sustain itself with the flip-flopping, contradictions, hypocrisy. These grifters, man, they can't hold this shit up. And for me, I look at it as laughable because it's like, well, your audience is primarily African-American. Like, you're not even your own people, your own group. That's like the worst part about the grift. How long is that going to be sustainable? I don't know. I don't care. It's not my destiny.
The conversation went about this topic, I learned that.
Okay. And as always, I'll share the clips with you guys, so you guys have access to that. I just wanted to play those two clips and share with you guys, there's an agenda. This is not by accident. When he jumps up there and says, don't use the word mulatto, it's bad. He has a primarily Black audience. I shared with you guys in the comments, all the Black women, light skin and everything else were like, oh, thank you for educating me, Mr. Stupid Guy, Ricardo. Thank you for educating, right? And then I play that clip I just played for you. He's calling Dominicans half-breeds, and they're upset because when they see a Haitian, they feel like that's the person that sold them out. It's wild shit, man. But I just had to play that. Like I said, shout out to Lainey because she shared the first clip with me, him demonizing the word mulatto, and I'm like, boy, Ricardo, you're not mulatto. Disrespectfully, shut the fuck up. Go talk about something else. This ain't your lane. This is our lane over here. This is a mulatto lane. You said that's the guy, Ricardo Ignacio, that loves telling the word. Yeah, mixed race doesn't exist. You're just considered black. According to you, Ricardo, you don't run shit, homie. Okay. I don't like that pinche Indian. He gonna run into the Dominicans one day and get checked. Damn, that's some strong words, Charlotte. He tries to say Dominicans are black. Yeah, he's a one dropper, and that's to appease his black audience. Remember, it's a grift. It's an act. Okay, he's doing that to it because his audience is primarily black Americans. And to me, it's a big L for black Americans because they let this like mestizo Mexican who's LARPing as an Indian, they let him like speak for them and be a spokesperson. Like they actually watch his shit and hit the like button, send cash apps and support him. I'm like, what? Like you guys, like all you got to do is tell them what they want to hear, that they're little proud, like they're little victims and whites are bad and colorism. That's all you have to do is tell them that and then they'll support you. I mean, there's the business model, guys. There's the social media business model. Sell your soul, your authenticity for a couple bucks. Okay. It's kind of pathetic. It's not kind of, it's disastrously pathetic. It's just despicable existence. Yeah, you don't like him. Yeah, I don't like the guy either, man. He needs to just be quiet about mulattoes and move on to something else. Yeah, he tries to say we are the product of, yeah, that's crazy talk. Especially for him to say that, it's very, hypocritical because the entire like Mexican population, besides from immigration, like in the earlier days, like they were all products of like Spanish men having access to the Aztec women. That's literally how they were created. So it's very bizarre for him to like try to point. See, it's a projection though, right? It's the projection. It's all the projection, man. And he's trying to find a group of people that he can project it on to make himself feel better and to make a buck. So he's picking on Dominicans. It's just like in this country in the United States, how the African American population, I'm not saying all, I'm not an absolutist, guys. I'm not saying all Mexicans are all mestizos. You guys should be smart enough to know that, but some people misinterpret. What I'm saying is some, a lot, not all African Americans, but some and a lot. They do that same type of like a projection onto mulattoes, onto biracial Americans, right, with their own trauma, right, or something that happened to them. They're gonna push it onto you, like this Ricardo guy's talking about, like you put here in the comment, grape, right? But it's like, well, a large portion of the Mexican population, they became mestizo because of that. So it's like you have African Americans who tell, mulatto Americans and biracial Americans, well, you don't have an identity. But it's like, it's very pathetic because these are the same people who came from slavery and their whole identity and culture was stripped from them. So how are they even in a position to act like they have any authority about culture and identity, right? It's that projection, they want to feel a sense of power. And that's the hypocrisy of it all, is you have these people where they want to use another population to kind of get bonus points and feel good about themselves. So we see that with Ricardo trying to, talk crap on Dominicans, and then many, not all, but many African Americans, they try that shit on us mulattoes. And the ones over here, we had enough. We're done with it. We're not putting up with the shit. Those are the ones over here. Yeah, indigenuity. I think that's how they correctly pronounce it, if I'm not mistaken. I apologize if I mispronounced it. Mestizo is okay, but mulatto is not okay. Yeah, I don't understand that logic, honestly. Yeah, he's pro-black for a coin. Let's be honest, man. You have white people who are super pro-black, and then black people put them on a pedestal. Very typical. Okay. Like, what's her name? Jane Elliott. She was like a teacher, old white woman, right? Black people share all her clips on social media. She gets probably millions of views on pro-Black pages. That's how they are, right? But it just shows, that's why if you're a mulatto and you're looking at that, like they're following anybody who makes them feel special. As you as a mulatto, like just get the hell away from them and do your own shit. You have all the tools right in front of you. It's just connecting with the right people, which could be challenging, but people are out here. Ask for advice, do some research, search, network. Like you all have the same tools that I have. I'm not special. I said it every day. I just have courage. Like I say, I have balls and a nasty attitude. Pretty much. That's it. I'm not even like a hardcore intellect at all. I have a bachelor's degree, you know, and not in engineering or biology, like I said, but yeah. Yeah, he's pandering to Black community, which a lot of people do, right? A lot of biracials do as well, unfortunately. Jamaicans are very Afrocentric, Rastafarian, yeah. LOL, not the Latinos getting paid to monetize for jumping on the anti-mulatto bandwagon agenda. What's next? He's going to be talking about Black moms versus white moms. He's probably already talked about that, I believe. I think somebody sent me a clip or something. So he's probably already touched that because that's a big topic because his audience is primarily Black women because he talks about colorism so that they watch. And that's an easy market. Like I said, like you can gain a following just telling them how they're the best and most beautiful, they're special, and everyone in the world is just racist and colorist. And you just make them feel, you know, like they're special, right? Oh, this guy, he's just an opinionated ass talking about a group he has no business talking about, pretty much. Why he don't have smoke for Boricuas, right? Talking about Puerto Ricans, right? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. Because just like within African American or within the African diaspora, you have the diaspora wars. You have that with the Latinos. I'm pretty sure Charlotte, you're Latina, I'm guessing. So like, yeah, I know that there's like diaspora wars within different Latina communities and groups. I've been in some of these spaces on TikTok. I've seen it. So I don't know, like his whole thing, why he thinks he can pick on Dominicans, like because his audience is African American. We already know African Americans talk hella mad shit. I'm gonna say mad because in the East Coast, that's what they say, right? He talking mad shit. I already know. Yeah, a lot of African Americans talk a lot of crazy shit about Dominicans. Oh, me no black, that shit's old, man. It's cringe and corny at this point. The whole me no black shit. You blacks aren't funny talking that dumb shit. The Dominicans don't look like you guys. Give it up, man. I was just in a DR 2 weeks ago. I can tell, I can see who the Haitians were. I could see them from a mile away. Those weren't Dominicans, homie. Those were Haitians who speak Spanish. There's a difference. I know who the Dominicans were. I could tell, yeah, because you got mulatto. They're mulatto and mestizo. I could tell who the Dominicans were. Okay. And it's, yes, I don't know why the dude, he has nothing to say about Puerto Ricans. I don't know. Because, yeah, like I said, I'm going to repeat it. I do know why. Because I'm going to repeat it. Because he feels like his audience is already, you know, dogpiling, talking shit on Dominicans. So for him, he feels like it's easy. It's a coward move. It's cowardice. So he's going to join this other group to talk crap about Dominicans, right? But then once they find out, once they see the American mulattoes are backing up the Dominicans, well, then now what? When the American mulattoes jump up here and we challenge that propaganda, the anti-Dominican propaganda, then now what? Now what? See, because I'm positioning myself with integrity and courage versus Ricardo's positioning himself as like a coward. He's going to go the easy route and pick on a group who's already being marginalized and being mocked by African Americans, right? Dominican people. So for him, it's like, oh, it's easy. Let me just join in on the fun and joke on them and all that. Like I was thinking earlier, like with the whole thing, like I'll get into that in the future, but yeah. Let me continue on. He lives in Cali. Yeah. Why does he hate mulattoes? Jealousy. I have no idea why. I don't know. Jealousy. That's usually what it is, or fear, jealousy. What else? Your guess is as good as mine. I don't like how black people are hold to a standard of taking on and social stance where people just understand that they can't get it together because they are oppressed a few hundred years. Yeah, there's always an excuse for them, you know. Yeah, feel sorry even when they do bad. Like, I think there was actually people who were like trying to rationally, logically make excuses for that schizophrenic murderer who was on that, train and stabbed that defenseless, innocent white Ukrainian woman. I don't even remember or know either of their names. That was a pretty sad story. You guys know the high profile one that happened like a couple weeks ago. And from what I understand, I haven't been following that whole story, but from what I understand, I've heard stories that there was actually black people in some of these comments in social media trying to rationalize why that black beast, okay, the schizophrenic guy, criminal, he's a criminal, he's a multiple time criminal. I think he, been to jail several times, why he attacked her. They're trying to like rationalize it. Very weird and bizarre. But when you've been coddled that much in society, it's gotten so out of hand today, man. And then people are basically fed up. Okay. Even the mulattoes who are half black, we're fucking fed up, especially the ones over here. Like, I'm not putting up with any bullshit. Don't care. But so I see this dude Ricardo trying to grift and trying to throw us under the bus to appease his audience for what, $5, bro? For 10, a couple bucks? Really? You're gonna talk this shit for a few fucking bucks? Okay. Let's see if the payoff is worth it in the long run. When it's time to put them in the same stance as any people, there is an issue. That's not right. This treatment doesn't make black people better. It sets a place where others take advantage of. Yeah, where even non-blacks can grow an entire platform business off like selling them a product, which is copium, selling them hope and dreams. I mean, Tariq Nasheed has mastered it. Dr. Umar has got hundreds of thousands of dollars mastering it, promising them a fake school. And like, there's people who are legit who've been doing it for years, built their whole brand and business off of it. That ain't me. From the start, that's not my thing. Not interested. I don't want them as an audience. I want smart people. I mean, I don't care. I censor mulattoes. Clearly, the name, the branding. This is a mulatto channel. Everything that's related to mulatto, I'm going to discuss it over here. But this is a public platform, so anybody can tune in and listen. But I always will encourage the intelligent and smart people to tune in. People who can actually teach me something as well. Like, I do curate a specific audience. I don't want hood boogers and ghetto people of any ethnic or racial background really to feel comfortable over here. I don't. I'm not going to entertain you or make you feel like this is the wrong spot. I just want people who can add value to my project over here, okay? If that makes sense. But this is a public YouTube page, right? And this is coming from a black woman, and I see and hear this. So, Cooley Cat, you're a black woman. I think that's what you're saying. It says, I damn near don't like mestizos, either they're always kissing Bantus behind or getting cucked. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I like mestizos. I don't like Ricardo. I can say that. But I have noticed a trend where, I don't know, I think a lot of mulattoes in the United States, they end up hooking up, shacking up with mestizas, mulatto men. So, and vice versa. There's mulatto women who get with, quote unquote Latinos, mestizos. So it depends, I guess, your environment. But ass kissing can occur in because the thing is, like, if we say, yeah, I could say, yeah, mestizos, sometimes, a lot of times they want to act black and talk black or whatever. Mexicans in Cali or whatever, they want, and they can kiss black ass, or then you have the other side where they kiss white ass, the whites talking shit, like you have in Cuba, or excuse me, you have the Cuban Americans in South Florida, Miami area, who are going to be voting for Trump. They're conservative, they're pro-Trump, and then Trump is deporting their ass, deporting their fucking, Cuban auntie or whatever. Like, and that's happened throughout the country. In Chicago, a lot of Mexicans, Chicago and Cali, You got these Latinos for Trump, their ass is getting deported. We're like, how did that happen? Well, because they're Anglo cocksuckers. That's how it happened. So what I'm saying is you have it on both extremes, right? But then you look at these mulattoes, let's bring it back, where black people are calling them confused, mutts, half-breeds, talking all this shit. And they're basically like what light skin history says, they're doing shaming rituals, right? They're hazing you and trying to get you to like prove yourself to them, to have some value amongst them. They're doing all this like inappropriate, really humiliating shit, but you still got pussy ass, bitch ass, weak fucking mulattoes, cry racials who still identify as black. There's no other cuckoldry that is as royal as that. So we can point the finger at these other groups all we want, okay? Like Latinos for Trump who vote for Trump and support Trump, but they get their ass deported. It's like, okay, yeah, that's bad too. But what about these mulattoes who are kissing black ass and blacks throw them under the bus? What about them? Because I'm more focused on that, because those mulattoes are going to be weaponized to be against us. And those are the ones who are. Those are the ones who basically are against the rising mulatto consciousness. Don't get any fitness advice. Bantus have fast twitch muscles. Don't even get fitness advice. Nah, I disagree with that. There's a dude I follow. He's an old cat, black American. And he's like, I think pushing close to 60 years old. But he's like shredded. But it's just boxing, fundamentals, basics. So I follow, I follow him as a fitness guy. And then there's a guy here, it's on YouTube. He's like a Hawaiian dude who's like MMA. So I follow two fitness guys. Maybe I should follow some more. I don't know. I do my own routine, but I follow those guys. It's mainly for like the philosophy more so, not so much the technique and fundamentals. Some of the things can help me out, but it's more so the mindset of like a warrior or a fighter, right? But yeah, there's a black dude I follow. He's pushing 60, but that's goals. I see this guy. I could probably pull him up just to give him some free promo channel. I like his channel, so I can give him like just free promo just because. You just got to go to my subscriber page and pull his channel up. But this is one dude that I follow. If I can pull it up in time, let me see if I can find a video, because he uploads content. Yeah, he's like a full-time content creator, I'm pretty sure. So this dude's making content like every day. And the dude's almost 60 years old. All right, giving him free promo. Coach Carl Fitness, almost 50 subscribers. He's saying trying to stay in tip-top shape after 50. Yeah, so he's 50 plus years old. The dude's got a fucking 8-pack. No, he's not doing steroids. No. The dude works out every day. He uploads videos every day. Basically a grandpa. But it's primarily boxing. Okay, this is the stuff that I'm into. So yeah, I'm subscribed to this dude. And what it is, like I said, not even necessarily the form or technique. It's more so like the advice and the mindset he talks about. So yeah, this guy's definitely worthy of a subscription and follow, in my opinion. So just depends on what content you like. They try to say mulatto, because that's what I'm saying is the other dude, that dude's almost 60 years old. Do you want to look like that when you're 60? Yeah, he's in better shape at his age than I am right now. That's motivating. You say what you want. You can make generalizations or whatever, but you say what you want. But that's pretty motivating, man. And that's more of a status than having a nice car, is being in that shape, because your body is like a car. Having that have an in shape physical condition, that's like it's impressive to me. They try to say mulatto's a slur, but then call us half breeds. Yeah, I read this one earlier. You're absolutely right, man. It's just hypocrisy. Straight up hypocrisy. Mulatto Vanguard, you got to check out the interview. Van Lathan interviewing this mulatto brother. I think his name, excuse me, is Tyreek. Yeah, send me an email. Let me give you my email address right here. Right here. MulattoVanguard@gmail.com. Go ahead and just send me an email of that clip. That's what Lainey did. Shout out to Lainey. She did earlier. That's why I'm up here talking to you guys right now. She shared that clip of Ricardo with me, and is definitely worthy of talking about it. Okay. I'm going to get to all your guys' comments tonight. I got time tonight, so we're just chilling. It's all good. He's so miserable. He hates being Latino. He thinks he's Indian. Talk about that Ricardo guy. Dude thinks he's Indian, man. Which he is Indian. I'm not saying he's not. That's his heritage, but he's not pure-blooded. And I think he tries to pretend like he is. He says he doesn't like the word mestizo, but that's what he is. So I don't know what he's trying to hide, you know? His race, he race baits, yeah, Dominicans. Yeah, oh, yeah, to the T. He's probably the worst one that does it. Besides one of these like African American like street interviewers. I did a video about it before where he goes up to Dominican women in New York, like, oh, what do you prefer? Dominican man or black man? And I've said this before on my live. I was like, that just proves Dominicans aren't black. Because if Dominicans were black, wouldn't you just say, do you like black guys here in America or black guys in DR? You notice they always make that distinction because, see, they want to in-group you and out-group you. It's about control. People are waking up to it, especially those of you tuned in over here. Yeah, they always tell on themselves. Because if we were all just like you people, like, why are you calling Drake a white boy? Why do you call Drake a colonizer? See, you people, you tell on yourself way too much, and you're upset now that we're noticing now and responding, right? Why would Dominicans not like Africans? Because they betrayed them to the Europeans, but the Europeans also enslaved them. So using his logic, Dominicans should hate both sides. Yeah. I don't know. It could be some power imbalance or something. I don't know. It's a complicated subject. That's for sure. Ricardo seems to not like being Mexican or Latino, obsessed with black people. I don't know if he's obsessed with black people, just that's his business model. His business model is to sell them copium in exchange for clicks, views, cash apps, and super chats. That's legitimately the business model. So I don't know if it's more so obsession is just working for that coin, right? Yeah, he said he needs therapy, not YouTube. Yeah. A lot of people need therapy though, huh? Being Latino seems cool to me. You have good hair, nice face, nice, awesome culture identity. What more can you get? Yeah. Yeah, I love Latinos. Bantu Haitians are the ones that have hatred for mulatto Haitians and mulatto Dominicans. Exactly. And I'm going to talk more about that with a gentleman who is way more knowledgeable than me. I'm going to talk about that soon on a live stream on my other channel. But yeah, you're right. We see the hate. Like, we see where it's directed. We see mainly where it's coming from, where it's directed. And they're projecting it back on everybody else. But we see it. We're collecting notes. It said Bantu Haitians and Bantu Americans have an alliance against mulattoes, no matter if it's United States mulatto or Caribbean mulattoes or United Kingdom mulattoes. Exactly. I pointed this out. I know you've been watching me as well. You've been a subscriber for a minute. Like, I've been pointing this out as well, that like the African Americans, they virtue signal the Haitians and take their side. Even there, I did an interview with a lady. She's black. She calls herself MGM, but she's black. In Europe, and she's the same thing. Like, she's watching the media, the social media stuff, and she's taking the side of the Haitians over the Dominicans. She was broadly called the Dominicans like racist or anti-black or colorist, and I'm like, ma'am, have you ever been to the DR? She said no. I'm like, well, why would you make a blanket racist statement like that, calling that group of people like anti-black and colorist? You see, because the propaganda of people they watch on social media, it kind of warps their mind into that thinking, and that's that Afrocentric shit. But the connection there is that how you have blacks even in Europe who are basically parroting what blacks in the United States were saying. In the blacks in the United States, again, not all, but a lot, they are virtue signaling the Bantu Haitians, working with them to attack the mulattoes in the DR. Okay, I talked about this before, and I'm going to talk about it again pretty soon with this other gentleman. But this is a real thing. These are this Afrocentric kind of networks with social media and the internet. We all have access to it. And they're all conspiring and working to spread propaganda against mulattoes in the DR and in America and everywhere else in the Caribbean. They didn't think you guys were going to have a voice because they want to keep you underneath them. And they're going to call on their Anglo imperialist masters to try to crack the whip and put the mulattoes back in their place, because the Anglos are known to do that. They weaponize other populations to basically check another group. And throughout Africa, they've done that. In South Asia and India and all these other countries, they've done that. And they do that in the United States. They empower Bantus, put them in positions of power, give them, positions to where they can target our social media, okay, silence and suppress us in academia, in the workplace, etc. Yeah, they do that. So you don't have a voice. And it's just a conspiracy. Okay, yeah, keep believing it, but you wonder why things are the way they are. You have to question it. There's a concerted effort. This is not just happening by accident, because we ask ourselves, how the hell do we get here? How is it that we don't really have accurate representation in a representative republic? How is it that we don't really have a voice, our own racial classification? We have these mulatto women who are doing an amazing job promoting mulattoes and advocating for our own racial classification. But how is it that we're in this position now that we have to have these petitions, right? Because so something's going on. People are there's forces working against us. That's what I'm saying. And there needs to be more of us that is speaking out. That's my goal. My objective here is to encourage and inspire more people to speak out. The one who calls mulattoes half-breeds, don't Latinos have a mixture of European, indigenous, and African and more? Yeah, it's a crazy projection. Yeah. Yeah. And then I bring Mulatto. Shout out to you, because you shared, credit to you. You shared that clip with me of him. To be fair, he is consistent with the terminology. Mestizo and mulatto are bad in his eyes, but he does call out when they use the N-word, which is completely different tier. Yeah. Yeah, the N-word's okay. It's just not mulatto. Yeah, so there's an agenda. I'm not going to even share it tonight, but I was going to, in conjunction, talk about Immortal Technique, but I already did a live stream on that. And then also shout out to Mulatto Mindset. He did a short clip on that. We both of us basically called out and pointed out the hypocrisy with a guy like Immortal Technique, who's a Latino. He's not mulatto, but he's offended by the word mulatto. He's telling his audience, don't use that word. Don't ever use that word. But it's like he has a majority black fan base, hip hop. So you see how these people, they have an agenda when they don't like the word mulatto. Like, who do they serve? Who's paying their bills? That lets you know everything. Dominica's usually mulatto with a very small percent, 8% Taino. Yep, that's true. Mulattoes can do what he is doing to Latinos, Hispanics on YouTube. That wouldn't work out or wouldn't be allowed. Yeah, the mulattoes who are the most successful within the social media kind of sphere, from what I see, they're not talking about this mulatto shit. The mulattoes who are talking about this mulatto, is because we have passion, courage. We look at this as our calling, our destiny. It's more than just, a quick buck or a grift. This is a lifelong journey, a commitment. The passion is so strong. But a lot of the mulattoes who are successful, who have these large channels, they're talking about other stuff. They're doing reaction videos, or I don't even remember the big names. There's a lot of there's mulatto couples. I don't remember their names, but there's quite a few who have large platforms, talking over 100,000 followers, subscribers, right? Mulatto couples, mulatto man, mulatto woman, right? There's a few. They're in different niches. They're doing the vlogger or reaction niche, whatever. But yeah, this mulatto consciousness stuff is it's growing, but it's the people who are here, they're committed to it. You can't make this up. There's a guy on TikTok called Afro Latino History. He isn't even black at all. Yeah, I know. But his audience is gonna be black. I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah, Godfrey. Yeah, the Mino Black. He's like a supposedly a comedian. Mestizos talk about mulattoes no matter where the mulattoes are from. This is why I never in my existence have said we are Latinos or we are Hispanics. Interesting. I think you're Dominican, Sal. I think so. Sal's HQ. If you're Dominican, I'm not sure. They were. It's terrifying. Bro, it's me, John de Geezer. Real name is Bruno Rodriguez. I don't know who John de Geezer is. Yeah, and all the coward black people didn't do anything to stop him on that train. Yeah. That was the worst part. You talk about North Carolina. There was like 2 black females and then like 1 black guy. You see some woman who just walks in and sits down, and some random guy who's way bigger than her, twice her size, just like attacks her, even with just like 1 blow, 1 swipe. You should jump up and be like, whoa, what's going on? But yeah, I didn't see the whole clip, man. I can't even like bear myself to watch a defenseless woman get, basically deleted like that. Like, I don't want to watch that type of shit. I've seen enough crazy clips out here on the internet where it's like that type of stuff. It just kind of, yeah, desensitizes you in a way. It's just, yeah, doesn't sit right for a while. But I did see that kind of ending part where these black people were just kind of sitting there and this woman's like crying, basically dying. That's pretty fucking tragic. And they didn't help her out. Oof. That is a fat L for the community, right? That is a big fat L. It just shows you that there's no community. There's no like familyness, that's the thing. Like there's no like, can I help you? What's wrong? What's going on? All right. They see someone getting attacked and they just sit there like it's like normal. Like it's crazy, man. I don't want to live around people like that who think that violence and is just okay. Shout out to you, Val. Appreciate you being here. Please give us more info about mestizos feel towards mulattoes. I have always suspected that they had a problem with, yeah. I don't know, you guys. I mean, the whole thing here is not like mulatto versus mestizo. That's not how I'm framing this. The whole thing is a specific. I put Latino grifter, okay, singular, 1 guy. I'm gonna tag him in the title. It's Ricardo. Talking about 1 guy. So I'm not positioning this as a whole group. And yeah, just so we're clear on that. Yeah. Said Bantu butt kissers or something. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, good point, Sal. You do make a good point with that. Yeah, same thing with me. Same thing with me. My whole life in California, Mexicans walk up to me. What are you? You look Puerto Rican. What are you? Yeah. Then you have some illiterate Bantu. Oh, the world just gonna see you as black. You could say you mixed. You know what I'm saying? But the world, they finna see you as black. And I was like, okay, yeah, you don't live my mixed experience disrespectfully. Mind your black business, Because I grow up in California and these Mexican guys like, well, what are you? You can, what? I don't know what you are. What are you? Yeah, they don't tell Bantus what are you. They know. They can see you're black. They can see you from a mile away. And that's why the blacks, a lot of them, like they're mad about that. They want that ambiguity. They want to be less of what they are. See, that's that projection. They push that onto you. That's why you just got to get away, do your own shit, which we're already doing. I'm doing here and growing. And yeah, more people got to do it though. Yeah, the Mexicans are, yeah, there's a lot of white ones, right? Immigrated from Germany or wherever, but a lot of them they're mestizo. That's kind of common knowledge, right? Spanish indigenous Latin America, yeah. TRT is really common nowadays too. Yeah. That's testosterone replacement therapy, I think you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, I should be asleep too. I just had to hop up on here and do my community service. But yeah, I was gonna do this yesterday, Mulatto Monday, whatever. But I I got caught up in other people's lives and networking with other mulattoes. So tonight, right now, is my time to shine, so to speak. You didn't know how many Mexicans versus mixed race Mexican is simply national. Yeah. Um, Afro-Indigenous is zombos. That's the word, right? I don't hear that too often, but yeah. You said black Mexicans are rare. Yeah, from what I've heard, I don't think I've met any. In like Latin America, the only like black, like dark people that I've met have been like Cuban, Puerto Rican, and like Panamanian. I'm trying to think. I don't know of anyone else. Maybe like a Venezuelan or something, I think. But primarily I see the ones that are like dark skinned, mostly black, or like, yeah, Cuban or like some Puerto Rican or something. And like I said, Panamanian. So where their first language is like Spanish, Espanol, right? Yeah. That's just me and the places I've been to and people I've like connected with. Right. That's just my personal experience. Yeah, mestizos is in Mexico is the largest racial group. Yeah, mixed. Yeah. And Ricardo's part of that demographic. As much as he wants to pretend he's just an Indian, we can all look at his face and tell, nah, homie, you got considerable Spanish ancestry. Okay. But you see, he projects that shit onto Dominicans and mulattoes. That's the crazy part. And he has his black audience to back him up. Okay. The Bantus got upset when I think he meant Stephen Curry, right? Said they had good eyes in his family. Oh, and that his family's colorist. Yeah, they're always gonna cry colorism because they wish they were his complexion. Now that's why they're getting on Chris Brown, right? Calling him colorist. It's like he doesn't have to deal with you people. He likes women of his phenotype, just like Steph Curry, same shit. Just like Drake, you know, and like other people. A lot of these men, mulatto men, they get with women, their phenotype. Or a different phenotype, but a different, Latina or white or whatever. It's just the way it is, and it's not going to change, honestly. I am dissatisfied toward the part of Haitian culture that is spiritual and focused on this part of the world concerning. You put people that enter Jaguar guy, he has an annoying voice, is probably a mestizo. He a Mexican that always talks down on mulattoes. Send me the clip. Send me these people who are talking down on mulattoes. MulattoVanguard@gmail.com. Definitely give me more content. I appreciate that. But also providing a valuable service to you guys. That's my job here, to keep you guys informed. Who's talking about us? Who's conspiring about us? Who's putting a target on our back? This is going to get you guys awake and politically active to start taking this seriously. Okay. Have your own best interest at heart. Start to notice, pay attention, and be concerned. It should be a problem. Like if people are talking about you, conspiring, bad mouthing you, like we shouldn't just pretend like, oh, let's just be good people. Forget about it. Yeah, be a good person always. Be a law-abiding citizen. But fuck, we still have to report the news. Someone's putting a target on our back. Nope. We're gonna have to make sure that we let people know that we see them, and we're gonna be prepared when they come. Yeah, I'm not doubting that happens. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, for sure. It's unfortunate. And I've had experiences where it's like a Bantu and an Anglo where they're going to try to start some shit with me. That's what kind of put me in the position, the chair that I'm in right now. That was basically the straw that broke the camel's back. That was when I was living out in Las Vegas. And I would see the Anglo boy and the Bantu boy together talking shit about me, using racial slurs to me, I was like, okay, bet. Games, okay, it's game time now. Now I know what's up. The game's over. So any Bantu who comes crying, acting like we're the same people, just pay up, homie. You owe us money, just pay up, okay? Or go back to your white boy master, go get some money from him, get that money, bring it back over here. You need to pay up. Because you can only trick these hood rats and baby mamas, but the men over here with some balls and common sense, nah, you got to pay us up, homie. Yeah, those days are over, bro. When I saw the Bantu boy with the Anglo boy talking shit on the Mulatto man, I already knew, yeah, game over. We're in a new day today. All right, I'll check out a few more of these comments and then I'm going to call it a night. I went over an hour here. Do you know what the slave revolt did to get independence of Haiti? He used white man blood to finalize what he did. And some believe it is a curse because he sold his soul. You said you were in Georgia and Texas when it happened. Yeah. Yeah, those are the Bantu strongholds for sure. Of many to gain independence, I am spiritual due to Christianity, God in my life, and see the issues. Haiti have to be from the place of spiritual dominance and not good. Interesting. Haiti is a Catholic nation, if I'm not mistaken, right? Which most of the world, I believe, or I don't know, Islam, Catholicism are the top. God's Christ influence in my life. Okay. Do you think mulattoes should only desire mulattoes? I don't know if you put this comment somewhere else, but this isn't a dating show or dating broadcast. It's not my business who mulatto men dates or who mulatto women date. All I do is I promote when I see mulatto couples together showing each other love. I'm going to promote it. I'm going to use my social media to promote it. But I have no opinion. It's not my business who mulatto women date or who mulatto men date. But what I will comment on is if I do see a mulatto woman who has a black male partner and that woman is talking shit on mulatto men, then I'm highly suspect and I will comment on that. And that occurs quite often. That's why a lot of mulatto men are kind of disgruntled and they come into my comment section or whatever, they vent out and all this stuff. I get it. But I don't see mulatto men getting with white women or Latinas or black women talking shit on mulatto women. I just don't see that. But like I said, the first part, I see that more often. So that's why it's worthy of a response when I see that and I talk about biracial baby mama. I'm coming at it from that angle because I see where some people, some females, they want brownie points or brownie points from Blackistan. And they think by talking shit on a mulatto man, that's going to give them brown. Well, until we start responding, But no, I don't give a damn who these women are fucking or who they mess with. That's their business. They're adults. They're consenting adults. That's on them. I'm out of my mind. I'm in no place to even consider or to tell these women, to expect these women to do that. Who the hell am I? I'm not special. It's not my business, right? So I don't really comment on that. I don't care who you guys are dating. It's inappropriate. It's not my business. But yeah, like I'm gonna repeat it. If I see somebody who's talking shit on mulatto men and I'm looking at who they're messing with, yeah, it's political at that point. It's political because the people have agendas. They want to make it so where mulatto men don't have a voice and that they're underneath another group. It's not happening. Not with the generation coming up. I'm a millennial and you look at these Z's and they're not going to put up with this shit. Okay. That's it, guys. I'm done for the night. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hit the like button, please. I appreciate you guys. And if you have anything you want to share with me, you have my email right here. mulattovanguard@gmail.com. If you guys really want to support me, consider signing up for my Patreon. You guys will have access to 3 exclusive videos every week, 3 uploads weekly, every week, exclusive content you're not going to find over here. So go check me out on Patreon. The link is in my bio. Or you can hit me up with the Cash App, whatever you guys want to support. Just by you being here, watching, engaging in the comment section and all that, that's very helpful and useful as well. I really appreciate you guys. and your engagement. So yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Sayonara.